Welcome to Author Mindset Monday with a quote from one of my favorite people, John C. Maxwell. If we're growing, we're always going to be out of our comfort zone. My firm belief is that the comfort zone is where all my dreams go to die. Because I'm too busy lying down, drinking my favorite beverage, eating my favorite meal, and watching my favorite show on the television as opposed to doing anything. To do something, I have to step outside my comfort zone. And I would argue so do you. If God put a book on your heart to write, I'm going to strongly suggest that you find a way of stepping out of your comfort zone so that you can learn, so you can grow, so you can force yourself to become the person who writes this book. Because you're not that person yet today, and that's true of every single writer. We're not the person who's going to publish that book. We're merely the person who's starting the process. We're going to be a different person by the time we get to the other end of that journey, to the other end of what I like to call publication highway. So my name is Christopher Diarmani. I empower aspiring Christian nonfiction writers to share their trauma to triumph story using a personalized roadmap for writing success so they can share their gifts with the world, share God's blessings with the world. And stepping out of the comfort zone is the pathway to all of that. It truly is. So if you've decided you want to write a book and yet you feel some butterflies of distress forming inside your belly, don't worry, you're not alone. I think I've been there a couple times myself, at least. But the important thing to remember is that feeling isn't saying, oh, you must run and hide and find somewhere safe. That feeling is saying, knocking you on the shoulder going, you know what, this is actually really, really important. This is really, really important. And it's that reminder that the book you're writing is someone else's survival guide. It's your story, but the way you will share it will become their owner's manual, their survival guide to help them get to the life that they desperately want and deserve, quite frankly. But the pathway from the person I am today to the person I need to become to write this book, discipline is that road. Discipline is that road. The discipline of a daily writing habit is the thing that will get your book finished, no matter what. No matter what. Hebrews 12:11 says this about that. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Of course it does. We never want to be living in discipline because it's hard. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and a peace for those who have been trained through it, trained by it. You may not enjoy particularly the discipline of scheduling your writing session every day, showing up at that appointed hour, and writing whether you feel it or like it or not. You may not appreciate that in this moment. But what I will guarantee you will appreciate is when that box arrives with a copy of your book, with your title, with your name on the top of it, and you hold that sucker in your hands for the very first time. There is no better feeling. And it's this daily scheduled writing sessions, this daily discipline, that is the pathway to that amazing, amazing feeling. I will never forget the first time that a book arrived that I had written, pulled out of the box. I mean, it's as vivid as you and me here today in my mind. It's a feeling I will never forget. And that's the feeling I want you to have. And I want you to get there as fast and as quickly and as easily as you possibly can. I tried for 15 years not doing any of this. I failed to write a single book in that entire time. Not one. And when I say not a book, I never even completed a first draft. So clearly my way wasn't working. I had to figure out something else. I had to step outside of my comfort zone and try something that I had known about for a long time, decades, but had refused to do because I thought that writing an outline was going to, suck the fun out of life. It's going to be too hard. It's going to be too whatever. I just want the joy of just free flow writing. That free flow writing process got me nowhere. Got me nowhere for a really long time. And it wasn't until I decided to make a shift and throw out some of that old thinking and try on some new ideas, because clearly the ones I had were not very good. It wasn't until then that I was able to write and publish a book. And I've gone on to write and publish 50 books since then, all by using this system. At its core, it's very simple. I write an outline, I schedule my writing sessions, I sit down and write every day at that appointed hour, whether I feel like it or not, no matter what else is going on. That becomes the most important thing in my world for that period of writing my first draft. And the beauty of manuscript math is it tells me exactly how many days that is. I can figure it out super simply, and you can too. So I say that to make the point that this is not a difficult road. It's an easy road. Or I should rephrase that. It's a simple road, a very simple road, but it may not be easy. There may be some challenges along the way, but this practice of daily self-discipline is so beneficial. Take it from the guy who refused to do this for 15 or more years and never wrote a single book, to the guy who, after embracing these simple ideas, it's not like I came up with them. They've been around for a long time. I just finally decided it was important enough to actually use them. And that's why I am so adamant about helping you use them as well, because I know it works. I know it works. Stepping outside of your comfort zone may be, uncomfortable. It'll be unpleasant. You might feel like the tortoise on the top of a fence post some days. But if you commit to stepping out of your comfort zone every single day, there will come a day where all of that temporary, in-the-moment discomfort will pay off massively in ways you can't even imagine sitting on this side of it today. The discipline of your daily writing sessions, like the discipline of your daily Christian walk, call you to push beyond the boundaries of your comfort zone. Get out of that little box and into the place where the magic can happen. Because it's outside of our comfort zone. It's off in those unknown spaces, those seemingly dangerous spaces, at least psychologically, where we grow in wisdom, knowledge, understanding. That's where all that happens. That's where the magic of writing your book happens. It doesn't happen anywhere else. So when that fear or discomfort sets in, just remember that your growth as a writer and as a person can only happen out there, outside the boundaries of your comfort zone. It can't happen in here, because there's no incentive in here to do anything. Well, because, the fridge has always got my favorite beverage in it, there's always someone to deliver it. My favorite show is running 24/7 nonstop on the television, and I don't need to do anything to earn money because it just magically appears. Well, that's not really a real life. Nobody gets to live that life. I don't know why anyone would actually want to. I really don't. Because when we're living outside our comfort zone, we are wholly and totally alive. It's where all the fun of writing lives, out there. And all I do is try and show you some easy pathways to get there, some simple pathways to get there. Because nobody can write your book for you, but I can certainly show you an easier, better, faster way. I've been the guy on the other side of this who's refused to do any of these things. It got me absolutely nowhere. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be way better than me. Because it's out there, out in that discomfort, out in that vibrant, technicolor world where all the fun stuff goes on. It's where the miracles happen. It's out there that your book is transformed from this germ of an idea inside your mind into this amazing survival guide that will literally save another human being's life. Your book will get someone out of the misery and pain that they're in, pain that you've experienced and found a way out of. It's why you're writing this book. It's why God put this book on your heart to write. So you're going to be writing this survival guide for everyone who's following in your footsteps. That's an amazing calling, and it's one that I wholeheartedly endorse it and ask you to embrace with everything you've got. Will it be difficult on some days? Of course it will be. Nothing worthwhile ever comes easy. I'll use the example of lottery winners. They hit easy street. Some guy wins $100 million, thinks he's set for life. But he's never changed his mind. He's never changed his thought patterns. And since he believes he doesn't deserve the $100 million, he finds ways to lose it. That's a reality. Unless we shift what we think about and how we think about different things, our world will never change. I was a living example of that for 15 years. I refused to change my thinking, and therefore I could not finish a book. The second I embraced the things I'd heard for decades, 50 books and counting. Nothing's stopping me. I don't want anything to stop you either. That's why I do these videos. I want you to make sure that there's someone out there who's got your back, who's making sure that that's encouraging you, inspiring you to go forward and do the thing that God's already called you to do. You know you have. You know He has. That's why you're here. Fairly straightforward stuff, right? So I would ask for you also to follow me on social media, connect with me on social media, connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all the rest of them. You can find links to all my social media accounts and a couple of other useful things to help you in your writing journey at writingcoach.pro/Christopher. All right.